Hi guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today I want to talk about stepping out of the karmatic cycle. Where this question come about is during my years of consultation. I guess you kind of have to have Buddhism background, then you will kind of understand reincarnation, and reincarnation usually tied very closely together to your karma result, like who you encounter, what your life's about. So anyway, refer to my previous episode if you're curious about what is karma or reincarnation. So this particular episode is basically want to talk about stepping out of karmatic cycle. So basically give you a sum up is when two people encounter or when you encounter certain things, that usually is the result of what you planted, the seed that you planted from before, either from before this life, like in this life, or past beyond this life. So if you have very bad interaction or bad relationship or things like that, it could sometimes be the result of your karmatic cycle. So throughout my consultation, because most of them have this big knowledge, Buddhism background, so they very eagerly want to know how can they step out of it. That is, I would no longer have to reincarnate. I no longer have to deal with this karma things. I continue paying the debt, but I don't know when it's gonna be the end. I do notice, or I did share with you guys, I notice when two souls interact with it, soul tend to find the same group of people to work test together. That is, you most likely will reincarnate and meet the same group of soul whom you have done work in previous life. The reason on that is because soul got to know each other throughout the life or life. Therefore, their understanding of what tests you need to overcome, or who are you, what are you. Sometimes we gain fond or preference of one another. Therefore, it's easier for us to pick the same group of people to come to this life and work the same task. But based on that, not everybody will encounter good karma. There's also bad karma. So it's very often people living in the life feel suffocating, they cannot breathe, or this is not the life they want. All they want to do is finish this life. So how can they step out of this? Since, I owe him, her last life, previous life, I don't know what I owe really. Most of the time people come to me, they really don't know what I owe, which is normal. But what you do know, or you should know, is the feeling you have when you are interacting with this particular person. So what I realized throughout the consultation is the soul's habit is very hard to change. That is, if you are in the position being abusive for such a long time, let's say in that particular life, when you come to this particular life and then you see exactly the same soul, you tend to follow the same pattern again. It's very hard, that habit. But usually there's a sign, there's a way that your higher spirits try to give you a warning and say, this is the time you're supposed to work your task. That is, you feel like not good, or this particular experiences make you feel very uncomfortable or suffocating, or you feel that never really change. Okay, now if all soul fall into the same pattern and then really nothing they can do about it, how can we really get ourselves out of this karmatic cycle? For me, it took years of experience to start to realize the only way that you can step out of this karmatic cycle is to do something about it. When I talk about what you have to do, like you will say, what's that something I have to do about it? Everybody will have that instincts that what kind of life is going to be better for them. It's survival instinct. Seriously, you should have it. So when we trap ourselves in a scenario, in a situation that we know is clearly not for us, we need to do something about it. We need to do change about it. A lot of time people come to me and say, but I can. They are so and so. They are my, mom. They are my dad. They are my brother. They are blah, blah, blah. But deep down they know, but I should do something about it. I just can't. I should leave them, but I can't. A lot of time I realize people are trapped by the idea that they can't. Remember that soul can do just about anything, really. I mean, if it's not on your own, you can always ask for help. But in reality is, if this idea ever come across your mind, that you know this is a way out, you know this is a way to free yourself, you can, but most likely it's going to be hard to do. Why so? Because most of the time when two people encounter again and there's a karmatic cycle going on, there is also a task you're supposed to overcome. Most of the time we don't want to deal with our task. We don't want to work it because it's way harder in our mind. Therefore, we give that as an excuse and use it to make us suffer more. You know what I mean? Like, oh, suffering is easier than try to tell them I hate them, or try to tell them to stay away from me, or try to go ask them. That sounds way more difficult. Maybe I just suck it up and then deal with all the pain instead. It's really weird that people would most likely choose to tolerate or suppress their emotion, or keep it to themselves instead of speaking up or do something about it. So what I'm saying is, if you ever find yourself trapped in this karmatic cycle, understand, I mentioned it so many times, karma is not good or bad. It's, of course you have good karma, you have bad karma, right? In this particular episode, we're focusing on the bad karma. So if you find yourself ever being trapped in the bad karma, the best way to do is take a deep breath. Breathing is really important, and I hope you guys practice this all the time. It does keep your soul and your body more connected together. So once you take some deep breath, and then you really asking yourself, what is your way out? Trust me, because it's survival instinct. Most likely you already know the answer for it. Now, you should focusing on, most of you, I know, right away you say, but I can, but I can't. Remember this again, you can. As a soul, you plan hard tests for a reason. There's a lot of things you can do. So you really need to stop convince yourself that you cannot do anything. Now, think this. Since you already got an idea of what you should do, I should just confront them. I should really just talk to them about it. I should really walk away. I should really leave. Figure out what that sense is. Then figure out how to make that happen. Your life is only going to change if you do something about it. So figure out what you're going to do about it to make that change. The karma will always be the same pattern unless someone behaves differently. So since you cannot control other people, but you can always control yourself. Focusing on, if I'm truly not happy in this relationship, I'm truly not happy with this interaction, I'm truly not happy with this scenario. Now think, what are you going to do about it? Not what other people is going to do, but what are you going to do about it? I can almost guarantee you, based on, I have really strong faith on your spirit guide, I truly believe you all have answer for it. So if an answer did come up your head and then you hear your next sentence, but I can't, try to erase that can't altogether and focusing on what you can do to make that happen. It's only when you make something happen, only when you start making a change, that is, you no longer allow yourself to fall into the pattern that you used to do with this particular scenario or this particular someone, and so you then have the power to breaking this karmatic cycle, and then you're able to step out of it. That is, you are finally make a change, do some behavior that is different from what you used to do before. So anyway, usually if the person happened to be the mate, like in a positive way, your change will somehow force them to change, or it's just how the force goes. So if you change, they should be in the picture, or somehow they are the one that going to be in the picture, it will also trigger them to change. Anyway, you will figure that out soon enough. So Anyway, just a little quick insight with you guys to share with you all. And I really hope like many of you not feeling suffocating and feeling that you're being trapped in this life. It's really not that bad. You just need to start. Once you get into the creating stage, you start to realize you have the power to make the change of life, to create your life. I believe you will enjoy more. So anyway, again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, next time. Bye.